This is your WCIA 3 forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
It has been a very windy day across central Illinois. Still 30-mile-an-hour wind gust here right straight up at 10 o'clock. 37-mile-an-hour gust in Springfield, but it is that wind that helped to kick that temperature up for us today. A few clouds out there tonight. That is hindering the viewing of that big, bright full moon out there. You can probably still see it through some of the clouds. Great night for viewing the night sky. 66 still in Champaign, 69 in Effingham. Again, nice and calm out there through this evening. We're going to talk about how things will be changing, though. Much cooler and rain in the forecast coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Activists from across the state came to Champaign with one goal today: what message they want the governor to hear. Plus, security cameras are coming to one neighborhood, but people living there say something else needs to be done first.
And windy days aren't good for firefighters. How it caused some issues out in the field today.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
Champaign has experienced an uptick in violence.
And that's inspired activists to seek a solution. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. Today, a group of activists went door to door to talk about gun violence prevention. We told you last week about their plan. Now they're trying to put it into action. WCIA 3's Bryce Beament joins us live from the newsroom. So Bryce, they were out getting signatures today.
Yeah, their goal is to get the governor to use money to help organizations trying to stop gun violence.
We're going from city to city and lifting up the need for the American Rescue Plan dollars to be invested in gun violence prevention.
Activists from all over the state came to Champaign. Their goal? To have money invested to organizations that will help prevent gun violence.
We're calling for the governor to make that investment of 2% also into this issue. So as Champaign had its deadliest year in 2020, it's happening across the state.
Live Free Illinois went door to door
to make sure that those dollars are not only saving lives and helping us to recuperate from COVID-19, but that we're using those dollars to intervene in the violence that has increased in our cities.
Urging people to sign their petition that they plan to send to the governor.
We're organizing congregations, directly impacted individuals across the state to say gun violence must be invested in now.
They hope with more money, gun prevention organizations can help slow down the violence. And one Champaign congregation jumped on board.
What we want to do is raise awareness. Hey, there's this pot of money. We're trying to get an allocation of that money.
One pastor hopes he can help.
The church is not just for Sunday worship and Bible study. It's to get involved and get active in these kind of projects.
Besides going door to door for the petition, Pastor Terrence L. Thomas wants people to know that his church is a safe place for people to go.
They can come and talk to us, and we'll work with them. We'll walk with them. Even if the church can't, even if I can't, again, we'll connect them to the appropriate people.
The group went to several streets in Champaign. I spoke with a man who signed the petition who did not want to be on camera. He said he signed because he is tired of waking up to gunshots. In the newsroom, I'm Bryce Beament, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Bryce, thank you. Taking a look at some numbers here, homicide rates increased by nearly 30% in 34 cities across the country last year. That's compared to the year before. Locally, last year, Champaign had 189 shots fired incidents compared to 100 in 2019. Decatur had 169 shots fired incidents in 2020, way up from the year before when they reported 83. Tonight, police closed down one intersection in Champaign after shots were fired. This was at Hickory and Beardsley. Several bullet casings were recovered there. Our crews also heard more gunshots in the area while they were on scene. No word if anyone was hurt. The Sangamon County coroner has released the name of a woman who was shot and killed in Springfield last week. 37-year-old Courtney Lynn Smith died at the scene of that shooting. 43-year-old Jason Thomas is facing murder charges.
New at 10, Decatur police arrested a gang member this weekend on gun charges. Octavius House is facing several charges. Police said they were called to a domestic dispute and found House in a car in the area with a gun in his lap. They said it had no make, model, or serial number. Another man in Decatur is facing drug and weapons charges after a traffic stop. Fred Buchan was pulled over for what police said was a traffic violation. A K-9 indicated there were drugs in the car. Meth fell out of Buchan's pants when he got out. At the same time as the traffic stop, a person called Decatur police to tell them Buchan had a sawed-off shotgun. Police say he admitted to it and gave permission for them to get it from his home. They also checked his cell phone and found he had sent photos of the gun to several people and mentioned a man he wanted to shoot in retaliation for a sexual assault. City of Decatur plans to install security cameras in the Johns Hill neighborhood later this year to fight crime and gun violence, but some say other issues need to be resolved first. Von Thomas wants the city to help clean up the neighborhood and get rid of burned homes. City Manager Scott Wrighton says the debate over cameras or construction are two sides of the same coin.
It's not about just a new sidewalk or just a rehab project or just security cameras. It's the effect of all of them together.
This camera's not going to solve that issue. It may help crime, but let's make it look nice first. Let's give the camera watcher something to watch.
The new security cameras are on track to be installed this year. The city's also working on a revitalization project in Johns Hill with the Howard G. Buffett Foundation, donating money for cameras, rebuilding streets, and creating affordable housing.
The windows were smashed on two cars parked at Kickapoo State Park this afternoon. Deputies from the Vermilion County Sheriff's Office took reports. A couple mushroom hunting says they were walking back to their car when they heard glass breaking. Jason Hudson saw the man who broke the window and started yelling at him before the guy got into a silver car and drove off. Hudson says he tried to get the license plate, but it was covered. The other car belonged to a mom.
A nice lady with her kids that come out to enjoy the weather, and they victimized their car too.
We reached out to the Vermilion County Sheriff's Office for additional information, but none was provided. High winds made it hard for firefighters to put out this tractor fire today. This happened north of Mahomet at 2500 North and 200 East. The Corn Belt Fire Chief says the farmer got out of the tractor safely. No one was hurt. Investigators say the tractor was leaking fuel and the fire started near the engine. Several fire departments issued warnings today saying winds could pose a fire hazard.
Macon County is in the warning level for COVID-19. The number of cases per 100,000 people has been over 50, and emergency department visits for COVID-like symptoms have increased for 2 consecutive weeks. In Region 6, which includes Macon County, there's been an increase of COVID patients for 8 days. It's also experiencing an increase in the positivity rate. Now, the statewide positivity rate's also up at 4.1%. More than 2,100 new infections and 10 additional deaths were announced. More than 50,000 people were vaccinated yesterday. The 7-day average, nearly 106,000 shots. Close to 30% of the state is now fully vaccinated.
It's been closed for more than a year because of the pandemic, but Black Dog in Urbana will be reopening. The restaurant owner has not set a date for that just yet, but the restaurant's second location in Champaign has been open. We have an update from 6 on Lift Champaign. That's a program that would target students in Champaign who need interventions to help reverse the achievement gap. The school board would team up with the city for this. Tonight, board members heard a presentation on the program. They expect it to be a 3 to 5 year commitment, and they hope it'll grow from there. This program would kick off in October if approved, but one board member was concerned that may be too late to help students. They did not make a decision on the program tonight, but they will be talking about it again next month.
Former baseball standout in Central Illinois is making a big first impression in the big leagues. More on that ahead.
Plus, the state's population is down. That means one less seat in Congress, what some say is driving people out of Illinois.
Kevin, you know, for some people, the weather's just not good enough. It's beautiful, sunny and warm, but too windy.
Was that you?
I did, you know, when I was coming in this afternoon, things were flying out of my bag.
I was not targeting Jessica with that.
Was this her?
No.
Yeah.
The wind got me.
I noticed on our parking lot, it was like trash all over the place out there, too. Someone must have left open the trash can out there because there's trash everywhere out there.
I grabbed all my stuff that flew away.
Yeah, did you?
Yes.
Good.
Picked it all up.
Well, here's the thing. It was definitely very windy, and it's still windy tonight. That's our Flooring Reactor weather right now. Adams Memorial's camera lit up over some of the rec fields there on the U of I campus. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about these temperatures that, well, officially 81 at Willard, but the official number, we fell short of that out at the Illinois Water Survey. When we come back, rain and cooler temperatures to talk about. Stay tuned.